if we want to live lives of worship, not only should we not box God in, but be attuned to a God that's always speaking to us. And when we are, there's no telling how we can respond to that place, the work that he has for us. But I'll tell you another thing, is we are to live lives that are thankful in all things. The Apostle Paul put it so well as he wrote the book of Philippians, as he wrote to the church of Philippi and believers everywhere when he was imprisoned. Now again, keep in mind this. He was a man that, throughout the course of his life and ministry, he was left for dead, he was starved, he was shipwrecked. I mean, you're talking about a guy with a lot of problems, physically and just persecution. My goodness, he was one. But yet, he would say in the book of Philippians, rejoice. I say it again, rejoice. And we have the same opportunity as believers and followers of Jesus Christ, that regardless of our circumstances, challenges, trials, tribulations, that we can give God thanks. Not only can we, that it's our privilege and honor to do just that. See, whatever we focus on in our life becomes a God. And God is the author of every good and perfect thing, regardless of what we're going through or what we haven't gone through. He remains the author of every good and perfect thing. And so when we focus on the good, not the bad, when we focus on the good, we're focusing on the giver of that good, the author of that good, and that's Jesus Christ. So, I know in this world that we live in, there's a lot of temptation to go down a lot of negative paths. I mean, think about it. We wake up in the morning, right away, if we're not careful, we can go down a real negative path, checking social media, turning on the news, reading the newspaper. But I've just made a commitment that I'm going to start every day by giving God the first fruits of my day, by giving thanks to him, the author of every good and perfect thing. So, we just, all of us are hit with challenges and curveballs throughout each and every single day. But again, whatever we focus on becomes a God in our life. I want to focus on every good and perfect thing, because when I do so, I'm focusing on the very person that created that very thing. And I've found when I start a day off like that, each and every single day, and I bring my family into it, when I start every day like that and giving God my best, giving him my first fruits, it just begins to change the course of the day. My mental attitude, my heart, that if something happens throughout the course of the day, I'm fixed on Jesus. I'm focused on the author of every great and perfect thing. That, if a curveball comes, it's out of that place and that perspective of life in which I begin to solve that thing or things. So I want to encourage you to live a life of thanksgiving, and that naturally contributes into living a life of worship, because we are worshiping the very one that's the giver of life. Thanks so much. Enjoy today and living a life of worship.